Good afternoon from my part as well. It's incredibly nice to be an investor in the wearables space these days, because there's more overinvestment going in the wearables than any other area of electronics at the current moment. And of course, when there's a lot of activity, there will be a lot of failures and there will be some successes. There's a real Red Sea around the wearable technology at the moment. You have big players like Samsung, like Apple, like Microsoft, all trying to make their own move in there. Then you have companies that have already experienced certain kind of success. You have your Fitbits of this world where very narrow application-based approach has proven to bring some results. And then you have a looming big industry that is shaking all over at the moment when they look about wearable technologies, and that's the watch industry. The Swiss Watchmakers Association has recognized this as the biggest threat to the traditional watch industry. And I started in the wrong way, like most of the other people do, talking about wearable technology as watches. Of course, we have this, what used to be called wrist-top computers, which have been mostly related to health applications, bookkeeping of your exercise and health activities, and it's very natural that we wear them on our wrists. But what wearable technology actually is much more about, and this is where I see a number of startups come to challenge the big players, is that actually it's a system design, which I call personal area networks. It's perhaps something on your wrist. Another thing is that you have something in your ears. You might have goggles, not Googles, but goggles. And you might have other sensors as part of your clothing that are giving measures not only about you, but about the ambient environment where you go along. Of course, what is important in these products is what you see. That's why, you know, glancing on a smartwatch is considered to be a very natural move. But many of us are also wearing glasses. And in these glasses, we have the possibility to see through, or we can just see them as panels, or we can see them as three-dimensional. Then we have some sensors around us, like heart belts, etc. And we have other sensors all over the place from where we collect information. Now, this kind of a personal area network that is part of my clothing, part of my being, and is actually interacting with the external world, that's the next development after smartphones. When as an investor I look at the possibilities in this space, immediately when somebody comes to present to me that I have a great idea to develop a smartwatch, you can just cross it out. But if there's somebody that comes up with a system design and an associated service, that's worth a lot of time and look. And actually, if the idea seems to be good, you can count on getting an investment. Because what I said, this is the area where the investments to any electronics area are going overboard more than in any other area. But when it comes to these products, it is not very natural for us to say that we will put something on our ears, we will have glasses that are uncomfortable to wear, and we will have huge wrist-top computers that weigh half kilogram in order to survive with the battery requirements and energy management that is necessary to run this whole thing. All of this has to be done elegantly. Apple, which has been the big dominant player in the smartphone era and in tablets, has introduced their first product. And there was a much better person to judge design than I am, who said that that's probably is the design creation of somebody who never went to a design school. and I believe it's true. As important as is the functionality that we are doing is the design of the things that we wear, because this will be a visible element of our personality and the way that we clothe. So there's plenty of room just in the design, materials, colors, etc., that will be impacting this business. But when we discuss this kind of system design and personal area network devices around us, there is one fundamental issue that is completely unsolved at the moment. And I already alluded to that before. And that is energy management. Immediately when you need to run processors, illuminate displays, and use radio frequencies for communication within the parts of the devices, as well as to cloud, smartphones, and other places, energy management becomes an issue. This requires a lot from processor choices and processor development, and many companies are working hard on this. If there are innovative ideas in this arena, you can bet to get an investment fairly easy. Another thing is that those software packages that are currently driving smart devices that we have and we are wearing around on us, actually none of them does the job. You can look at Android Wear, where many high-tier consumer electronic companies have followed pursuit and done products based on Android Wear. Who wants to have a product that doesn't last a day? It has to last a long time, and it has to be part of an active use scenario and not just something that you can glance a couple of times a day. So there's a job for somebody to really come up with a software platform that actually is able to manage those resources in a way that energy is saved. The other thing then is that we started from the wrong corner, like I said, from the smartwatches. How about if the smartest element that you have on you is your belt? There's plenty of room here. You can have all of that made of lithium polymer, and all the radio resources and things can be part of your belt, and then you just have a display element which is communicating at near-distance radio or any near-distance radio technology to that belt. If we think about women, most of the women are wearing some kind of a handbag. Handbag can be powered. Energy can be located in that handbag to deliver all those experiences that we expect from personal area networks. I haven't yet had a possibility to review as an investment possibility a smart handbag. But any one of you who has an idea for a smart handbag, come to me, I'm interested. And we have access to some very great designers who actually could do something for it. As chairman of Vertu, I deal with luxury. It will be much nicer to sell a smart product at 10,000 euros than it will be with 100 euros. The margins are better at high end than what they are in low end. It does not mean that I would neglect low end, because low end means volume. And that is what this whole industry is looking at this moment, is how the volume curve is actually going to happen. How are those components that are going to be significant and important for wearable products, how is that going to happen? Because it will not be automatically following the supply chain of smartphones and mobile phones. Because, again, the energy management requirements are much tougher than what you have with products where you can insert 2 to 5,000 milliamps of power in the battery. So, energy management ideas, anyone? Come to us, people who invest in this. Design ideas, any one of you. Come to us, we're excited. System design initiatives, come to us, we're excited. Services attached to wearables, Come to us, we're excited. And finally, luxurious elements with high margin potential makes any investor be very excited and interested. Thank you very much.